All right, welcome in, boys. We are live. NASCAR prop show for the Goodyear 400 at Darlington Raceway. The lady in black, the track too tough to tame. I got my new NASCAR partner in crime, Adam Meyer, here, because my old one's still going through it right now. Meyer, how are we today, my good man?
We officially slated another work week off the calendar. So here's to the weekend. Really hoping our boy Coop gets back on track here. Like to see things straighten back out for him.
Hey, worry about me getting on track first. Then we'll worry about Coop. All right? Okay?
You're both in my thoughts and prayers. How about that?
That's fine. Coop, we love you, buddy. We hope you're doing well. Hit the like button, boys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not a member. And you could use the promo code NASCAR is back for a 1-week free trial at nukethehouse.com. Wanted to mention to everybody, we're going national. We got a national radio show Sundays at noon. NASCAR, Sirius XM Radio, Nuke the House. Been in the works for a while. Been a long time coming. Looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys check it out. I would appreciate it if you did. We covered the outright market on Tuesday. We're going to go over the props market tonight. I forgot to mention in the Odd Chopper video when I went through all the contenders. By the way, I was fucking cooking in that video, Mar. I was cooking. I'm not.
Don't be afraid to get hot. Don't be afraid to get hot.
I don't fluff myself often, but I was cooking in that video. But I forgot Chase Briscoe. I forgot to mention Chase Briscoe.
Take it down. Take the video down.
He could win too. Just to let everybody know out there, he could also win. And he's out to 16-1, I saw at FanDuel. I think when you and I were doing the show on Tuesday, it was like 13-1.
Well, I could tell you what it was when it opened.
Denny was like 9-1 when we were doing that show at FanDuel on Tuesday. He's down to 750 currently at FanDuel. So we're seeing some movement, not a ton, but some.
The most movement I've seen this week has just been Blaney up and down.
Yeah, Bubba was 20-1 again earlier today at FanDuel. Now back down to 17. Not a ton of movement though. Elliott continues to not take money, which makes sense to me in this spot in the intermediate package. All right. Let's start with qualifying.
Wow. Curveball.
Yeah. I think we could make money.
I stared at this market for quite a while last night.
All right, so let me tell you where
I couldn't pull the trigger.
Let me tell you where I'm at. I think that you could either go the Toyota route and you could take Reddick, Briscoe. I don't feel great about Bell, although I know how great he qualifies in general. But I'm not feeling Chris Bell this weekend, the more I think about him. And Bubba would be my third. You could either go the Toyota route and go Briscoe, Bubba, Reddick, or you could take a couple other shots of guys that have pretty decent odds right now that have qualified well here in the past. Carson Hocevar has qualified in the top 3 here. Josh Berry, I believe, has qualified in the top 3 here. We know that Logano and Cindric tend to qualify pretty well, regardless of how their car runs. Will Byron has qualified very well here. I don't know which way to go, but I feel like there is an opportunity to make money in this market, Myra.
Well, the one thing that jumped out to me was I only went back 4 races, but as of the last 4 races here, Toyota pole every single time. They
And
haven't missed.
every single time the last 4?
Yeah, I believe that's the one thing that stood out to me. Yes, I can go back and pull each race to let you
Yeah,
to
let's do
confirm.
that.
Okay.
Reddick is 5.5 to 1 to get the pole. Briscoe 7. Even Bubba, man. Thinking maybe we can get like a 15 on Bubba. He's 7.5 to 1 to get the pole.
I'm telling you, I would put Bubba ahead of Briscoe. You would bet Briscoe before you would bet Bubba?
He's really good here. Like he's even started here in the first row in that SHR car. And Marty has qualified pretty well here, although they might switch the setup for Briscoe. But like he has qualified, he's won here. He's top 5 tier the last 2 races, and he's qualified in the front row in probably inferior equipment.
All right, so Darlington, September last year, Bubba put it on the pole. That's one Toyota. The May race last year, Reddick put it on the pole. Both 23XI guys, back to back. In the fall race of 2023, Bell put it on the pole, another Toyota. And then May of 2023, Marty put it on the pole. Bubba was in second.
And who qualified second, third, and fourth in those races?
So going back to spring of 2023, Marty was on the pole. Bubba was 2. In September of 23, it was Bell and then Denny, Reddick right behind them. And then May of 24, Reddick and then Keselowski.
And Busher was like third, right?
Chris Buescher was third. Ty Gibbs was fourth. Yep.
If they had an inkling of showing speed this year, especially Keselowski, they're 20 to 1 to get the pole. Like I wouldn't hate it. Go ahead.
And then the fall race of 24 was Bubba, and then Carson Hocevar was in second, and then Chase Briscoe was third.
I think it's hard to leave Briscoe out.
Yeah, I was going to go look and confirm the groups and see who's going out late. I know Larson's going out late. I know that
Denny's the last guy to go. Denny's the last guy to go in his group. Bell's the second to last guy to go in his group.
Yeah, so if we're going the guys last, it's Denny.
And
well, we'll just go the last. We'll just go last 5 guys. Would be Logano, Bubba, Larson, Elliott, Bell, Hamlin. That was 6, but you get the point.
That second group has been qualifying faster consistently, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think that they have a little bit of an advantage. I mean, everybody seems to be picking up time as they go. I mean, Keselowski is going to go early in that run. He's the 12th. He's going to be the 12th car going. Then you have all the monsters that got to go after him. I just don't see him getting the pole.
How late's Reddick going?
28th, right before Blaney and Briscoe. Like, if you think RFK's got speed, I think you go Preece. He's going to go out 31st. There's only 6 drivers after him.
My worry is that he hasn't had top 10 speed on a conventional oval this year.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I wanted to bet Bubba and Reddick, but I don't want to do it at the numbers. I mean, Larson could obviously dead you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What's the number on
Denny? Byron and Denny. Denny was 7, 8. I'm seeing a 9 at BR. I'm seeing 9 at ESPN. What does Caesars have? Caesars has an 850. My worry with Denny at these tracks is that, like he says, he just doesn't go out there and like abuse the car. Maybe he has the speed to put it on the pole. Where do you qualify it at Homestead?
That's another thing. Take a look at. I was looking at how we qualified on mile and a half this year so far. A lot of the same names.
So Homestead, Bowman put it on the pole. Barry was second. I can't remember if something happened to Denny, because Denny qualified 23rd. Remember, that was the race that he made the tire, the late. They were running the later pit stops.
Right.
Then he just kind of survived as he got up there. But yeah, he did not qualify well at Homestead. But I mean, a lot of people kind of struggled there too, to be completely honest. I mean, Tyler Reddick qualified 20th.
So this is a very volatile race. And it's going to be hard to cash a ticket in this race.
Don't you think it's going to be easy to identify the real players of this race quickly?
It depends. I think it depends on when these cautions fall early in the race. If they don't fall, maybe. Qualifying, there's going to be a lot less volatility. And I think that there are a group of 5 to 6 people that have a better shot than the rest of the field.
For what it's worth, Briscoe qualified 4th at Homestead, finished 4th.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn.
Yeah, this is why I didn't bet anybody. Like, you could make an argument for 6 guys.
But there's a good shot it's going to be one of those 6 guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will not argue that.
We can make an argument for 6 guys on Sunday. 4 of them might not finish the race.
Well, they did say that it's going to be warm. 85 degrees expected temp, I think they were talking about on Dale's podcast, which it's going to be a
what that means? Yeah. Yeah.
Foot track at Darlington, what could go wrong?
I have to think about it, but I don't know. I might. I'll tell you, want to know the scary part? Punting $30,000 worth of fucking profit in the last 2 weeks and then deciding to go deep into qualifying the next week is scary. But
listen, it's a new month. We focus on going forward.
But I kind of feel like there's probably a better shot that we can hit the winner in qualifying than the winner in the race this week.
You don't feel, man, you're throwing me off.
I'll tell you, you want to know the problem, dude? You could lead 260 laps in this race and be drawing dead.
You can say that about every race that we've been to this year.
Okay, but the guys that you and I are going to want to back are going to be the guys that carry speed around the turns. And how do you carry speed around the turns at Darlington?
Yeah, you got to run the wall.
Scary.
If you're going to run the wall, you got to deal with. But like, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to let the drivers be drivers, right? I mean, I think we got a good shot at finding the winner. My worry is what the prices are going to be if it's not. If you put the guy puts it out there on the pole and he just runs away in stage 1, we could be in a world of trouble.
Well, luckily I locked up a dozen new sports books this week. I'll be ready to go for that last minute hedge, my guy.
Make sure you get those $100 free bets down.
Oh, that's part of the package. They just go to the person, you know. It's part of the pack. Take all the free bets. All right. All right, so let's go. I guess we're done. My gut says Briscoe, Reddick, and Bubba are my three favorite guys to back, but there are some long shots for sure that could surprise. And I like Byron too at 9-1. He would probably be my fourth favorite. But
Yeah,
Denny and Bell going the last two guys on track is kind of scary.
and you're not even going to be able to use like last year, right? You would make it out of your group, and then you would go for that final round of qualifying. Now it's you got one shot.
Yeah,
That's what makes it even scarier now this year.
true.
Like if you screw up 1 second or just one minor thing in that lap, you're cooked with these guys.
Yep, true.
So,
all right, let's go to the finishing positions.
yeah, you threw me off there early. I thought we were going to cycle back around.
I'm going to start with the top five.
Yeah, I was going to say we just skipped top three.
See, look at the top five market. Like, there's one guy that's worse than even money. That tells you everything you need to know right there about how hard it is to top five this track. I don't think there's been one driver that has more than two top fives. Oh, maybe Reddick. Reddick might be the one guy that's got three in half the races in the next gen era. Everybody else, nobody's got more than two.
But
it's not an easy race.
Well, some books are a little crazier. I mean, FanDuel's got 4 people at minus money to top 5. I mean, it's just robbery.
Yeah, I'm looking at Bet365 right now. I don't mind Kyle Larson at minus 115. I don't mind Tyler Reddick at plus 125. I don't mind Will Byron at plus 125. Those would be my three favorite in terms of like your favorites to hit the top five. I would say Larson, Reddick, Byron. But once you get past that 2-1 range, I think there's value in that number on Briscoe at plus 225. I think there's value in that number on Bubba at plus 225 for him to top five. Outside of that, maybe Berry at 450. Maybe Busher at 4-1 would be where I'm at. And I think that Bowman, for as good as he's looked on intermediates this year, 450 is an interesting number for him to top five. That's where I would be. Where are you at?
There was only 2 guys I've been considering top 5 this week, and it was Reddick. I don't know. I think that sometimes I wait and just get too greedy. I think it's fair at plus 115. I'm seeing you might see a better number. What did you say 365 had?
They have him and Byron at 125.
Yeah, see, I like that number. I would probably bet Reddick top 5. And then I don't like Bubba. I want to bet Bubba, but I don't want to get buried by Bubba. I mean, I have his outright. I also have his top 10. I have his top 10 tied to some other stuff this week. So I have his like top 10 at plus 125. I like Bubba this week, but I don't know if I want to pitch my entire wagon to Bubba at Darlington. It's kind of my thought.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to lose? 3 units already, or 2?
Right. So I mean, I don't want to, and I also have him had the most fastest laps too. So I mean, I'm really kind of playing my cards with Bubba. So I'm not going to add the top 5, but I just hope he goes out there and runs clean.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get the like and the love for him this week. 4 top 10s here in his last 5 races. Really fast to open up the year. I get it. But keep in mind, it's fucking Bubba Wallace.
I know. I keep telling myself that.
He could
But
take a
again,
right
like
turn.
he closed out. He closed out well last year. He's been strong this year. Like, I mean,
The dude could take a right-hand turn at any moment. Am I right or am I right?
you could say the exact same thing about Kyle Larson this week.
That's what we're doing.
Are you not terrified to bet Kyle Larson to win this race, considering how high he's going to run the wall?
That's what we're doing.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing.
We're going to compare him to the best stock car driver on the planet.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Listen, has it been checkers or wreckers for Kyle Larson? It has. I'm not going to argue with that here. But you know what he does that Bubba doesn't do? He leads 260 laps in a race.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not.
Okay.
We are past the negativity.
All right.
No, I'm just saying, like, we've seen him lead 200 and some laps and finish 16th. So all I'm saying, like, yeah, I can't invest any more dollars into Bubba, I think, this week.
Quickly,
I made my bed.
Welcome into our boys in the chat. Jay Graham, Austin, Danny Berry, some guy named Yago that doesn't eat cheese. Fucking clown. Connor, Tim. What's going on? Keg's in a good mood. We got
this is rare. April. April's your month. It feels like a Keg month, to be honest.
12 new accounts will do that to you. You know, I'm on fucking life support, bro. All right. So what do you
think? You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. What do you think? What do you think about long shots? Where you at?
The numbers aren't great. Like, these are some terrible top 10 numbers. Like, if you're talking like long shots.
No, I'm talking about top 5 still.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about like top. Sorry, I was thinking top 10.
Can Hocevar do it again, like on a intermediate track?
The
hasn't been great.
Thing that worries me about him is that if this track's going to be as hot and slick as they say it is, that guy could be the first person out of this race.
True. Eric Jones.
He's not making friends. That's the other thing.
Eric Jones has showed up here before.
Yeah, this is like a weird track that he just randomly shows up in.
But I don't really disagree. None of these numbers are getting me excited. I would say,
how much of the equity of the top 5, like you just kind of, feel like those guys are going to run there. Like, I don't know, who do you slate in to go where, in the 4th spot, maybe 4 and 5.
Right. I would say Josh Berry, Bubba, and Briscoe are probably my 3 favorite longer shots. And then like Busher
could show up. Good.
Yeah, Bowman could show up. And then Chris Busher could show up. I mean, he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been what he was last year in the second half of the year either. And Keselowski, I mean, the guy's been outside the top 29 in speed on every conventional oval we've been to this year.
Yeah, it's over for him. I would much rather bet Barry at 5-1 than Kez or Busher at 4-1 to top 5.
Yeah, I agree. All right, top 10.
I was hoping we'd get an even money on Bubba. That's why I parlayed it. I did bet Alex Bowman, though, at plus 140 to top 10.
What's the best number on Bubba top 10 right now?
Like minus 140?
What about Briscoe?
BR has a minus 125. I don't know what 365 has.
Minus 150 on both of them.
BR has minus 134 on Briscoe.
I would say Briscoe, if you can get the number to like even money. Bubba, if you can get the number to even money. Busher, I don't mind at plus 130. Berry, I don't mind at plus 140. I bet that already though, didn't I? What
You
number?
bet Barry at 160, I thought.
Yeah. So I'm on Barry. What did you bet Bowman at?
Plus 140.
Yeah, he's plus 150 at bet 365. I don't mind that.
Like, I know it's only a sample size of 2 races in this package, but I think he's 5th on the list of adjusted speed. He's ran 76% of his laps inside the top 10 in this package. Obviously, he ran a bulk of those at Homestead. But he's gone, if you take out Martinsville, he's finished 9th, 7th, and 2nd.
You're talking about Alex Bowman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been very surprising for sure, especially in the intermediate package.
Right. So I thought 140 was a fair price for in the top 10.
2 guys that you and I normally don't talk about, but it absolutely would not shock me if they found a way to top 10 this race at plus 250 each. Austin Cindric, who has been sneaky fast, and Ryan Preece. Again, he's been like right around those low teens in terms of speed. It wouldn't shock me if both those guys found a way to top 10 the race.
You said the number was 250 on Priest?
Yeah.
It's not a bad number considering the market. Is that a 365?
Yeah, why? What's the market right now?
Seeing a 185 at DK. Looks like ESPN's got 190, BR's got 175. I mean, that's 60 cents difference at most than most shops. Let's see what FanDuel has. They're usually good for some weird outliers. They got 230.
Yeah, okay. That's close.
But most of the shops are under $2.
What do they have for Cindric?
FanDuel's got 195. BR's got 2-1, 275. ESPN 2-1 at DK.
So there's some value on those 2 guys at bet 365.
How much do you correlate starting position to finishing position here? Like, do you think that you're going to see a lot of comers and goers at this track just due to the tire wear and the heat and the track itself?
Yeah, I think that you can count on movement because the people that know how to manage tires, as long as we don't get fucked by a caution every 30 laps, or like sometimes we're just in a spot where we don't even get the opportunity for a long run. If that doesn't happen, I think that we see a lot of movement because the guys that can manage tires will pick off guys late in the run. The guys that can't will fall through the field late in the run. So yeah, I think you can count on qualifying not being everything. I mean, to be fair to NASCAR, the intermediate package is not the short track package, right? So I think we'll see movement. I do think if a quality pit crew is on the pole, it's going to be real hard to beat them out of the box.
That number 1 pit stall, man.
The advantage in NASCAR is like in supercars, they have to get back into that traffic line. In NASCAR, you could just go straight, and that's a huge advantage. So if there's
that number 1 pit stall means a lot.
Yeah, if there's a quality pit crew, going to be hard.
And I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because the number 1 pit stall, or the number 1 pit crew on the year, according to the numbers, has been Kyle Larson in a 4-tire stop. And all of a sudden, he switched his pit crew out for Justin Haley's, except a fuel guy. Doesn't make me feel great.
You see, Denny went from 15th to 4th after last week.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, his podcast he did with that guy, and they were going through the pit stop, like the actual Jack man and how important he was and the things that he was doing. I mean, they're fast, but
Yeah. Shout out to our guys, Ryan and Greg over at wintherace.info. They've got very solid pit crew rankings that we reference all the time. Solid analytics, great DFS guys. Go check them out.
yeah, I just don't know what to make about a pit crew change for Kyle Larson, considering he had the best four tire stop average on the year. I'd have to go
Yeah.
look. I got it up anyways, but look at where Haley's crew was at, because that's just, I don't know why they made that change.
But yeah, probably past Alex Bowman. I don't think that I would hit the button on anybody, but I think that Priest and Cindric are interesting. All right. What's next on our list of shit? Winning manufacturer. Actually, let me see actual winning manufacturer.
There was a plus 180 out there on Toyota this week.
Chevy plus 150, Toyota plus 150, Ford plus 250 is what that 365 has. I mean, I could see a world where people bet Chevy and Toyota to scrape a half unit. I definitely give them a big advantage over Ford.
Yeah, how many Fords, count them off, how many Fords do you think could win this race? 2?
Blaney and Berry.
Yep.
Maybe Busher. If I was gonna throw a third one in there, maybe if he finally brings it.
But you can't be that far off on Chevy either. It's just
Kyle
Larson takes up so much of that number.
Right. And plus Byron is he is a monster at this track.
Right.
Absolute monster on high tire wear intermediates for the last 2 years, period. So yeah, I mean, I would rate those two guys much higher than any other Ford for sure. But yeah, I could see a world where you could bet Chevy and Toyota this week and try to scrape, especially if there's something else that you guys like out there that you could tie it to get that number up to like plus 250 and treat it like a group. All right. Top Chevy. Wow, Ross Chastain is third choice, huh? For what he did 2.5 years ago?
Well, what's his number over there?
750, tied with Chase Elliott.
Yeah, Caesars has got him at 850. They got him behind Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is actually even ahead of Chase Elliott, which is crazy.
KB's 8-1 at I mean, if in my opinion, you just bet Larson and Byron to beat the field. They have such an advantage over everybody else. And unless you're going to count on volatility and like assume that they have issues somewhere along the way and you're going to try to catch a price, I get that logic. But
the problem outside of that, if they are the top Chevys, how do you start to narrow down the next group behind them?
I wouldn't even, to be honest, I wouldn't even know. I guess I would pick Alex Bowman third.
Yeah, that was going to be mine too. 12-1 ain't a bad price, but man, does a lot of shit have to go weird.
Oh, 12-1's not bad. I'm looking at 8-1 right now at that 365. That's not bad. What do you have on Larson and Byron?
Plus 140 and 320.
Wow. Alex Bowman getting dead at that 365?
Or just a bad number.
Wow, Michael McDowell is 80-1. Hocevar is 20-1. If Spire showed up, those are some tasty prices.
I would just like to see Hocevar have a good run without issues.
Yeah, I don't really disagree. Yeah, if I personally, if I was going to bet this market, I would try to get the number up on Larson and Byron and bet them against the field. Not sure if I'm going to get there, but that's where I would be looking. Top Ford.
The bane of your existence, Keg.
Yeah, quite
It's a
literally.
new month. You don't have to go down this road again.
Oh, I'm getting my money back out of this market this year. I'm down six. I think I'm down 6,500 so far in this market. I'm getting it back.
Is this where you're going to plant your flag? This race, Darlington's going to be where you get your Ford money back.
So I know that Joey Logano has the second best average finish with Bell here. I'm not feeling him this week. Not feeling the speed I've seen in the intermediate package in general. So he's out. Ryan Blaney, he's finished 1 out of the last 4 races. And he's been good-ish here, but he has not been elite here. Not like he's been at the last few tracks we've been to. He's out. Scary fade.
Okay.
Scary fade because, like I said, there is nobody faster on the racetrack the last month than Ryan Blaney. But right now, I'm throwing him out. Brad Keselowski being your third choice is the most laughable fucking line I've seen in NASCAR in 2025. Okay? He's out. Chris Buescher and Josh Berry, Austin Cindric and Ryan Preece would be the 4 guys this week that I would be looking for. I would rate them. Berry probably my favorite. Buescher number 2. Preece number 3. Cindric number 4. Is how I would rate them. Where are you at in top 4?
I really like Josh Berry. I can't bet anything Brad Keselowski. Could this be another race where Noah shows up?
Has he really shown up though, Meyer?
Well, so that one, I can't remember how many weeks ago, when he was running in the top 10, we thought that he had a chance to bury us, and then he gets collected in the field. So I don't know. It's terrifying to try to fade Blaney. And I think Logano's ran some top 10 laps. He just seems to be getting screwed everywhere on the track as well. So, I mean, if you're going to take the value shots, I agree. I mean, I like Buescher, I like Berry, and probably Preece. I don't know what to make of Cindric. Like, how do you think he is
I
on a
agree
longer
with
run
you.
here?
I agree with you. I don't really know what to make of him either, but I just think it's worth noting he's been pretty fast this year in the intermediate package. Can he manage tires? I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't put him in the top 45% of the field in terms of managing tires.
I'm trying to look at like just high tire wear in general. I mean, he's one of the worst.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, is that him? Yeah. All of a sudden, he showed up at Homestead, and he was the 10th in speed rank at Homestead this year.
This year. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely been faster this year than he has the last couple. But my 2 favorite guys would be Buescher and Berry. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the 8-1 on Berry is not a bad price.
I'm not a believer in Logano in this package right now until I see more speed. And obviously Blaney Blaney should have been your top Ford probably 5 times this year.
Should have probably won 3 races too.
Right. How concerned are you about the motors?
Well, I mean, I'd be more concerned if it was an issue that Logano or Cindric or any other Ford saw. But I mean, it being isolated to Barry or to Blaney twice is kind of crazy. But do you remember last week they had to pull Cindric off the track because they just ran out of batteries? I mean, what is going on in the Ford camp? Just imagine pulling your driver out of the race because you have no more batteries.
Okay, first of all, Cindric drives the 2, right? That's number 1. You said the 4 camp. Oh, the Ford. Oh, okay.
Yes, okay. With a D.
Got it. I don't know, man, but imagine trying to make a living betting this shit. It's fucking brutal. We're running out of batteries. Motors are blowing up.
You could have the guy out first. He cuts a tire.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Caution. Oh, we're good. It's a caution. Oh, we are? Nope, we're dead. Oh, okay.
Oh, what is that, a Walmart sign on the track? Caution. Oh, yeah, now your driver's dead? Cool. How'd that happen?
All right. Yeah, I guess I would just probably take my shot with Berry, maybe Busher. And I guess you could try to bet Ryan Blaney to hedge off your action to not get killed. But that's probably the direction I would go.
Would you rather? What's the percentage you think that Barry's the top Ford not finishing inside the top 5?
Uh, 50-50.
Yeah, because like, would you rather at that point? Would you rather take his top Ford or his top 5? Top 5 is like 4-1, 5-1. Top Ford is like 850.
Couldn't you see a world where there's 3 Toyotas and a couple Chevys though in that top 5?
Yes, very much so. He could legit finish 6th and be your top Ford.
Yeah. I would say 50-50. Normally, I'm always going to say there's going to be one Ford that gets in the top 5. But I don't know. Like, if something happens to Ryan Blaney, I think the odds probably shoot down a decent amount.
Yeah. Agreed.
Top Toyota, I'm looking at Denny 2-1, Tyler Reddick 250, Bell 450, Briscoe 550, Bubba 550. It sucks that we dropped that Bubba top Toyota last week by 1 spot, right?
Yeah, and who was it to?
Denny. Denny won the race. He finished second, right? And they chopped $3.
No, he finished. No, we lost. I think he was the 3rd Toyota because Bell was 2nd. I thought it was Denny, Bell, Bubba 1, 2, 3.
Oh, was it really?
Then Chase finished 4th and Larson was 5th.
So the guy finishes 3rd last week in the race.
And he was the 3rd Toyota.
They chopped $3 off his number, and now if we want to bet him, we got to bet him at 550. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean the books. They know the deal.
Top Toyota is tough this week. There's literally 5 guys that could be top Toyota.
Yeah, this is a market I just can't. Like, you know how well Denny runs here.
Yeah, for sure.
And
he's got momentum.
Yeah, and it could be the same scenario as last week. You could have 3 Toyotas in the top 5, and you have the 3rd place guy.
Yep. Yep.
He
And
could easily run Denny and Reddick and Bell all up front again.
I totally agree. It's really hard to hit the button unless you're just shooting your shot and betting like one guy, which I wouldn't advise because 5 people could literally be top Toyota this week.
Yeah, I would
And that's
more.
not counting Eric Jones, who's actually won here before in the last 3 years. And he's 22-1 to be the top Toyota. And I'm not even counting him. There's still 5 guys that could win.
Yeah, that's a tough market to want to play in.
Yeah, I don't disagree. If I was going to bet this market, though, I would probably take Briscoe and Reddick over the crew, over everybody else. But I mean, it's so hard. You can't bet that market.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
All right, group bets. I'll look at
that one I was talking to you about earlier in the week. DK caught on to. They moved the numbers.
The Berry group.
Yeah. He went to your favorite now. That was Group D at DK. It was on multiple books, but DK was.
Who were the guys in that group again?
Bowman, Busher, and Kez. But he was like 320 to win that group. Now they got him down to 240. Him and Bowman are both tied at 240.
He's 325 at 365 with Elliott, Bush, and Busher.
Busher is the only one that really scares you in their group, right?
Yeah, I don't mind it. 325 and 260. Heads up against Elliott and Bush.
I just think Bush, I don't know what's going on. Obviously, that car was not great last year and whatever else, but I don't think he just randomly shows up here. Do you?
No, I mean, to be honest, where has he shown up this year? Coda, basically?
Coda.
Yep. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm out on him until I see some speed on an oval.
Yeah, I like that group. I don't see any other group that's the same. I mean, he's not even the shitty thing is he's not even in a fucking group at Caesars. Imagine the book's got 8 groups and he's not in any single one of them.
That's so dumb.
I mean, Group A is just crazy because it's all your favorites. I mean, Group B again, like Byron's the favorite, but I mean, what do you do with that group? Any of those guys could go out there and win that group.
Yeah.
Like I like Bubba in that. So DK's got that group instead of Barry. It's Bubba, Elliott, Bush, and Chastain. But I just can't bet Bubba at 230.
Yeah, see, he's 350 at 365, but it's with Blaney, Reddick, and Briscoe. Briscoe and Bubba are the 2 long shots in that group, and Reddick and Blaney are the 2 favorites in that group. And to be fair, they could, one of those 2 guys could definitely win that group, no doubt.
I think there's 4 cars there that could win the race.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I don't really see any other groups right now.
And the groups are priced pretty flat too.
Let me see
really like a lot of long shots.
Let's see what Caesars has.
So this one I don't mind if you want to piggyback on Bowman being good still, would be Group C. They have Chastain, Busher, Kevs, and Bowman. Bowman's 3-1.
Why is Chastain getting this love, man?
He ran pretty close. Wasn't he pretty close up there at Homestead this year? Let me see what he's done.
Like, I get it. He's a good tire. I mean, he has 2 top 5s and finished 11th in his last 3 races at Darlington. So I guess I get it.
He started 25th and finished 31st at Homestead this year. He's had 1 top 5, and that was Vegas. He finished 12th at Coda, 11th at Phoenix, 5th at Vegas, 31st at Homestead, and 6th at Martinsville.
He got into an accident at Homestead?
I'm assuming it says he finished the race running, but finished 31st. If I remember right, I think he was a guy that got caught up in something and still finished the race, but I think he was laps down at one point.
I mean,
I'd have to go back.
2 top 5s in his last 3 races is pretty good. And he finished 11th in the 1 race that he didn't top 5. So I guess I get it. But he's only led 3 laps in those 3 races combined.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even he had one of the worst driver ratings on the day at Homestead. So, yeah.
To be fair, to him, though, even in the 2023 and 2022 races, he ran around in the top 6 all day. He finished 29th, 30th because of accidents, but he ended stage 2 first. In both races, he finished 30th. Maybe we're not respecting Chastain enough, Meyer.
He's going out on track for qualifying 32nd. So he's going to be a late runner. How has he qualified this year, just in general?
Not good at Darlington in general. 22, 9, 27, 5, 12.
His best qualifying this year, I'm throwing out the super speedways,
He
was
always
9th.
qualifies shit.
Yeah, 9th at Coda. So, I mean, he was 24th at Phoenix, 19th at Vegas, 25th at Homestead, 17th at Martinsville.
Maybe I'm not respecting Ross Chastain enough this week. We might have to talk about him on the Sirius show.
What's his odds to win the race? Still 22 to 1? $25 at FanDuel. So, I mean, he's priced the thing that's got me is he's priced worse than Kyle Busch. If you're talking about where's all the Kyle Busch love coming from?
It's the name.
Yeah, where's at Homestead? What was Kyle Busch's number? I mean, Kyle Busch was 30 to 1, 33 to 1 at Homestead was his odds. Chastain was 20 to 25. I guess KB just I can't imagine he's going to run great here.
I think we have to definitely respect Chastain more.
What's his speed been?
Now I get it. Now I understand why he's 3rd in the top Chevy market.
Why? Just because of his speed at this track? Because he hasn't had a lot of speed this year.
He's wicked. Take a look at where he has been in those stages at Darlington in this era. He's been good, real good.
Out to dig in.
Ended stage 1 and 4th, ended stage 2 and 1st when he finished 29th. Ended stage 1 and 6th when he finished 30th. Ended stage 1 and 2nd, ended stage 2 and 1st. when he finished 30th. If he doesn't get into an accident in those races, and then you extrapolate out where he probably finishes, and then throw it in with the fact that in the last 3 races, he has 2 top 5s and a top 10, basically, you and I are thinking about him a lot different.
Yeah, but when did he start to, like, remember when he just stopped being a factor after he had that conversation with Hendrick? Was that 2 years ago or last year?
I want to say the year before last.
I do too. I thought it was the year of the wall ride, which would have been 2 years ago.
My one question, though, with him finishing 5th in the fall last year, he didn't end one stage in the top 10. So how the fuck did that happen?
Pits. I mean, he's one of those guys that will test any pit road strategy they can come up with.
That is true.
But I mean, here you're not taking 2 tires.
It's hard to do for sure. You're probably drawn dead.
Yeah, he's just have not had speed on obviously the only 2 intermediate packages we've been in so far, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe you just avoid him in groups until you see what goes on in practice.
Yeah. Plus, he's probably not going to qualify well. He's just not a good qualifier in general. So that could change odds and prices in groups, plus where he'll be. Like, that always changes too, with what guys he'll be with after PQ. This is a tough week, man. I do not like a lot of props.
That's what I was telling you the other night before we did the show. Like, it's tough. Like, I go through the prop markets like in the afternoon or at night. I was like, there's just nothing that jumps out. Nothing. Like, the finishing positions is like the only ones that kind of interested me at all. It's a very tough week.
I would say my favorite group of the groups that I've seen would be Bet365 Group D. Berry at plus 325, Busher at plus 260 over KB and Elliott. Probably would be my favorite group. Other than that, I do not see much. Matchups.
Not a lot of those that that stood out to me either. I mean, everybody's priced at like minus 115 both sides.
Briscoe at plus 120 against Byron is interesting. Bowman at plus 110 against Busher is interesting. Berry minus 105 against Brad Keselowski? Click.
What was that?
Josh Berry is minus 105 against Brad Keselowski.
And that at 365?
Yeah. I'm looking here first, and then I'll go to the other places.
Yeah. How disgusted do you want to be? Because you can get plus 120 on Gibbs over KB.
Keep it. You could fucking just don't even say that name anymore. I don't even want to hear that name.
I might bet it out of spite.
Chastain is. Oh, okay. I was going to say Chastain's even money against KB. No, he is not. He's minus 130. Wow, they're really pricing Brad Keselowski like it's fucking September 2024.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, I was looking. I mean, he's ran well. He's ran a top 5 car quite a few times in the next gen car. But he's never looked this bad to start the year.
Never.
And I feel like they're just they're just blindly pricing him as if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, and not
Because
his recent form.
you're right, because his recent results at Darlington are solid.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, hey man, we're in 2025 right now. And
They
there's
haven't
just,
mentioned him on the damn broadcast during the races once, unless he was struggling in the back.
I
And
forgot what number his car was.
not for nothing. His fucking throwback this week is fire.
I was like, Brad's number 6, right? 6.
Did you ask yourself what team he drove for?
No, that unfortunately is burned into my head. I don't mind. I like that Josh Berry number at -105 against Keselowski. I'll fade past results for current form. Outside of that, at Bet365, I don't mind Briscoe. I think there's value in that number with Briscoe at +120 against Byron. But again, are you looking to fade the fastest guy, basically, after Kyle Larson on high tire wear intermediates over the last 2 years? It's a tough fade. So I don't like it enough to bet it. Looking at other sports books, anything you see matchup wise?
I don't mind, like, if you wanted to take a shot on Byron over Denny, but I mean, it's a scary matchup. But if Byron brings the speed,
Yeah, I could see the appeal. I also, I mean, based on everything we just talked about, I don't mind Ross against Joey at basically even money. I'm not feeling Logano this week.
yeah, where did I just see a Logano group? Yeah, DK's got a -105. I also don't mind, like, Bubba -114 against Chase Elliott, but
Bubba -114. Yeah, I don't mind that, but I mean, how invested are you going to get in one guy?
yeah, I don't think I can click another button with Bubba. I think I've already made my bet with that. Like, Bubba's priced -158. It's a coin flip both sides for him against Chastain as well.
I don't mind Chris Buescher at -120 against Keselowski at BR.
Man, like, Caesars has it a coin flip between Bowman and Chase. FanDuel, just in the outright market alone, has Chase at 21-1 and Bowman at 35-1, but they're priced the same in the head-to-head. Making that feels off.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Would you take?
Bowman's real good on intermediates, though.
Right, I would bet the Bowman side, but I don't want to do it at -115.
No, you can't. You can't bet that number when the outright number is $14 off the mark.
Right. Yeah, Bowman should be like even money at worst.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Not a lot of
slim,
head-to-heads.
slim pickets. Where are the matchups
Not a great week.
Where are the matchups on Caesars again? This website is the worst interface in the
You gotta
history.
go. You gotta go to schedule.
Do you? Because that makes sense, right?
Yep. You can get Penske, or you can get 23XI over Penske, but you got to pay -125 to do it. It's a tough ask.
23XI. Oh, that's not bad though. There are two cars that could win.
Yeah.
Two cars could win the race.
Yeah, so you're essentially taking Bubba and Reddick against Blaney.
Right.
but it's minus 125 to do it.
I don't hate it.
Would you ever parlay these head-to-heads together to get a better price? Treat it almost as a group?
It's so tough when you and I constantly find ourselves in a position where we're running 8th and the guy that we're going against is running 9th.
Yeah, the head-to-heads never are rocking
Right.
chairs. Ever.
Like, can you remember the last time we bet a matchup and the guy we were going against hit the fucking wall on lap 8? Because I can't.
Well, I remember when I was fading Blaney, and he was 3 laps down, and next thing I know, the guy that I had bet was also 3 laps down and running one spot in front of him.
Now, come on, man. That's not, and we're not living in a simulation, you're telling me?
Right. So that's the kind of shit that goes on when you bet head-to-head.
I mean, come on. Andrew, I agree with that. You're right. He's okay here. He's not elite here. What is scary about him this week is he's the fastest guy on track the last month. And he might be the best guy in the intermediate package this year. So it's just I don't disagree with past results, but man, current form, monster.
Well, he's wrecked out. He's wrecked out the last 2 years. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. And I don't even know if he ran. He went out in stage 1 last year in the fall, I believe.
Wasn't it like so early that they like
you couldn't even get data from him.
Right.
It was early.
I guess of all the matchups on Caesars, that 23XI over Penske's probably my favorite.
Would you lay the 125 to do it?
You know how I feel about that, Mar.
That's why I asked. I know you could say you would like it, but would you bet it? Is the question.
I don't like to lay a vig in NASCAR. I have to think about it.
If you can get the money, or you get it to, say you get it to plus 110, something super safe. You betting it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would bet it. I mean, like, if you can get that, wouldn't you take Larson and Byron heads up against, but their Briscoe's in there too. I was going to say heads up against Dell and Denny against Larson and Byron, but I forgot about Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, those Toyota teams are tough.
Yeah.
And you know the shitty thing? It's just those two teams. It's just 23XI and JGR.
Any other books have matchups up?
Just BR, DK, 365, ESPN, Caesars.
I guess I don't mind Chastain over Logano. MGM has that one too. I just where are you at on Logano on intermediates right now?
I feel like he's okay. I think he's had some runs of bad luck, but he doesn't jump out at me this week. It's like the week to back him.
Me either.
I mean, he's ran almost 50% of his laps in the top 10 in the 2 intermediate races this year, but I don't think he's got top 5 in him this week.
All right. Before we go, actually, we'll talk about Xfinity real quick too. But these most fastest laps, the market, I don't think I might have bet it one time this year. I know that you have bet it more than I have this year.
Mhm.
And it's actually treated you pretty well, Mr. Fucking Pure. But
Yeah, I like the market when there's actual correlation. So like I was going back, and I've been going back and looking at the races, and like how often does somebody who goes out and leads a ton of laps, how often do they get the fastest laps? And like how much of a difference is there in that elite person versus the next one in line? This race in the fall, not a lot of difference. In the spring, in those two races, it has been a majority, a much bigger gap between the person who's had the most fastest laps and then the next. But like I think you and I were talking about it on the outright show, or maybe we talked about it before, was it just lends itself here to the guys that are really good with tire wear, right? As long as these stages go long and they stay clean, the guys who can manage their tires and just run out to 3, 4, 5 second leads, they have a potential of leading or having a ton of fast laps as tires degrade for others, right? Don't you think there's a potential for big separation in a clean race?
yes, for
So
sure.
and if you're trying to isolate those really good tire wear guys like Larson, Denny, Reddick, would you throw Byron in there?
Yeah, I would probably throw Briscoe in there.
Like these numbers they're not terrible, but like I don't I split 2 units on. I put a unit with Larson, then I put a unit or a half unit on Reddick and Bubba, essentially.
Has Bubba even been in the top 5 for fastest
No,
laps?
no.
Wow, that's fucking wild. That Byron's 20-1 and Bubba's 22-1.
Bubba was 30. It's come down a little bit. I don't think that number on Byron's might have come down a little bit too. But I tell you, when I went back and looked at the 4 previous races, Larson has been on that list. He's been in the top 5 of fastest laps here in every single run.
Obviously.
Yeah. But the Toyotas in the spring have kind of just ran away with it. Reddick had the most, Marty had the most, Denny did it once.
How many times has Reddick been on that list?
Give me a second, I'll tell you. He was on it in the 2023 fall race. He had the 4th most, and then in 2024 spring he had the most by margin. He had 75. The closest person to him was Blaney at 29. And then the fall race of 24, he did not make the list.
You know what
So
really
two
sucks?
out of 4.
What sucks, man, is like we need a new car every 4 years because we have probably a 3-year advantage on the book when a car gets released. But this year, there's a big difference in the wisdom of the book. Like they're on the money. Larson should be your favorite for most fastest laps, obviously. I get why Denny's 3rd at Darlington. But then, like right there, Briscoe's right there in 4th. Reddick's in 5th. How many times was Chastain on that list?
Not a single time. And neither was Bell.
AJ Allmendinger's got lower odds than Will Byron and Bubba Wallace, huh?
That's the thing that is just like I still think that there's value in this market with the way that they're pricing some people, like the longer shots. But like for some reason, there's a bigger gap in the fastest laps in the spring than there is in the fall. Now, with this being a later playoff race, like I don't know how much that plays into this, but in the spring, Marty had 145 laps led. He had 65 of the fastest laps. The next person closest to him was Chastain at 31. So more than doubled up the person in second. And then in spring 24, Reddick had 75, and the next closest person to him had 29. So big separation, much bigger separation in the spring than the fall.
I would say my favorite guys in this market would be Larson and Reddick. So I get why you're on them. Probably Denny and Briscoe.
And the nice thing about this market, one, you can parlay this market too, but don't you think that this rewards the consistent drivers, right? Because like obviously you said like Larson could go out and lead 200 laps and put it in the wall late in a run, had the best car, doesn't matter, doesn't pay you out in the outright market. But if he goes out and has 70 of the fastest laps, and you have this ticket in your pocket, like you're still cashing that ticket.
I'll tell you why I might bet it this week. Because on a lot of these tracks, if you're not in clean air and you're not in the lead, you're drawing dead. Not here. You don't necessarily have to be running first or second. Because like in fall 2024, Denny led 21 laps. 47 were fastest. Larson led 263 laps in that race and only had 40. That's why I'm going to dip my toe this week.
Yeah, and it's like consistent. Like when you look at that list, right, of all the people who've had that, they're all great tire guys.
Yeah. Not a lot of Fords besides like Blaney and Keselowski.
And Blaney was on that list twice.
Keselowski was on once, and then no Fords, right?
McDowell was on a Ford in the fall, right?
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he's driving for Spire now, not front row.
Like I don't know how the one rando Ty Dillon shows up in 2023. I had to double check on that one, but
yeah, I might dip my toe.
Like I said, I think it just rewards like the guys that you know are going to be fast here, and like you said, with the volatility.
Did you bet Denny?
I did not bet Denny. No.
Ballsy, Mar.
But
at Darlington, ballsy.
I get it. I might not be done. I might add him parlay to something on, and we'll figure that one out. But like this, like you said, 6 different people have won this race in the last 6 years, right? No repeat winners in the next gen car.
That you realize that Denny's had the most laps 2 of the last 4, and we're not on him already?
Listen, I'm not saying I'm done.
You're giving me this data, and we're not on him already? What are we doing?
Hold on. But I'm saying about this market this week, like you said, 6 different winners in next gen, right?
Right.
No repeat winners. So like the volatility of the outcome of the race is much higher than the guys that have had these fastest laps, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So doesn't this market feel safer on the guys that you feel comfortable with than the outrights?
Yes, but that's why the prices are shorter.
Well, right. Then they can't go lower than our outrights, right? Because like Larson's the same price as his outright.
Right, but Denny's lower than his outright price right now. Reddick is.
Yeah, Briscoe is too.
Briscoe is actually Reddick's higher. Byron's higher too. Byron is sneaky at 20-1.
Good thing you got all night to study this MMA card.
Yeah, I know that. I just got done prepping for the Sunday show. I'm going to spend tonight on MMA.
Yeah, I think this is a good market to get the numbers up.
Yeah, Andrew, that's true. But we already know he had top 4 speed at Homestead this year in Marty's car. And that's the best comp for Darlington. So I think you can count on him being pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying. But we have seen him already be fast.
Racing Ross, you can go pull these numbers from NASCAR. If you just go to the schedule, you can go to race results, and then you can dive into the lap results, and then they'll show you the fastest laps. You can also get it at Racing Reference. You can go through the loop data. There's a couple of ways to get it.
I've got a technology savant that just throws it in a spreadsheet for me and says, "Make me money, clown." That's what I'm trying to do.
And obviously, we avoid them at short tracks, not taking it anywhere else. Not at like super speedways or whatever else. But did you want to talk Xfinity before we jump out of here?
Yeah. So let's pull. Actually, let me look at Xfinity driver averages for the first time this week on Friday night.
You know who the guy is at this track, right?
Well, I know that you said to me, do we have to bet Justin Allgaier at 850? Because if Bell shits the bed, anything could happen. And I said, yes, we do. Other than that, I don't know anything. So speak.
Well, so Allgaier, now again, there was no Cup guys in the field in the spring. He swept the stages. He had those stages won by multiple seconds. There was a couple of cars that were decent, but nobody had anything for Allgaier. That 850 wouldn't be 850 if Chris Bell wasn't in the race in Almirola's car.
It would be 4-1.
It might even be a little bit lower than that. Like, that's
Maybe.
He's got 2 wins here, 4 top 5s out of 6 races.
You know who he's not? The second best driver in NASCAR.
He's not Chris Bell.
Right?
Yeah, but I just can't not take that 850. I don't know what I'm going to do about Bell, but
you didn't bet him yet when I told you?
No, I bet Allgaier.
Oh,
I'm saying I don't know what I'm going to do about Bell.
I didn't, for the record, I haven't even bet him yet when I told you, but I plan on it. I will be betting him. What's the number on Bell?
$140, $150.
Like, what am I supposed to do with that, Adam Meyer?
Exactly. That's
what am I supposed to do with that?
Tie him to fucking most fastest laps for the NASCAR guys on Sunday?
Fuck me, man. They want me working at McDonald's, these fucking people.
The other guy that I think could definitely show up here is Sam Mayer. I just can't envision him being better than Allgaier and Bell and Chastain.
How many times a year are they here? Twice a year, right? For Xfinity?
Yeah. Yeah, early, and then they run the playoff race here too.
Did you watch?
I did not watch the fall race yet.
That was my question.
But you remember how shitty Allgaier's luck was in the playoff races. That guy couldn't catch a break. I'd have to go back and see what happened.
Chris Bell is going to be such a fucking tough out. You realize that we're probably going to finish the race second with a great ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fully prepared. That's why I want to just get the number on Bell to like 4-1, 5-1, and then just have those two. But Sam Mayer does scare me. They've had speed this year.
Austin Hill's sneaky here too.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Hill's sneaky everywhere. He's just a dickhead.
Yeah. I can't
He's
bet him on
he's just a real dickhead, man. Just a real dick. It's costing me money.
From the worst spots, too. I mean, you don't even mention the guy all day. And he just buries us.
Like, what are the numbers on? Oh, Chastain's in this race too, huh?
Yeah. And I think he's in a Hendrick car. I think he's in the 17.
Ooh, gotta worry about him too, Mar.
Mm-hmm.
What did that car do last year?
Hold on. He's in the 9. He's in the junior. That's the junior motorsports car, isn't it? The 9.
No, that's a Hendrick car. I think. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm thinking about Cup.
I'd have to go look at like what the 9 has done this year. I don't know. When he goes down to these lesser series, man, does he ever really win? Like, I feel like he ran a lot of trucks, and I don't. That must have just been the equipment, but
Well, I mean, the problem is like when he's in these races, sometimes he's going up against Larson, sometimes he's going up against Byron, against Bell.
okay.
You know, he's definitely helping that number on Allgaier, though.
Right. Because like Elliott's in this race as well, and Elliott's priced behind Allgaier.
What car is he in?
He's in the 17.
So he finished 4th in that car in the fall.
There was one prop I wanted to bet, and then I kept looking for more data on it, and the number moved. But I did want to bet Brandon Jones at even money to top 10.
Byron was
He's
in that
decent here.
car. Byron was in that 17 in the spring. He didn't finish in the top 10.
Oh yeah, he actually had issues too. He put it in the wall early, like rubbed the wall. He got loose, and he just battled that car all day. I remember that in the spring.
And Bell's in what? That 20 car?
The 19. I'm a roll his car.
That's a fucking problem, dude.
I'm rolling. Almirola ran decent here in the spring.
Yeah, he's
But
not.
he didn't have anything for Allgaier. But you're right. Yeah, definitely driver upgrade.
He's not. Yeah. I'll tell subs right now, don't get excited about the race tomorrow. I'm just throwing that out there.
I do like maybe a top 5. The problem with betting top 5s is I was going to bet. I was hoping to bet Allgaier at like even money to top 5, but that's really out of the gate. Like Sam Mayer to top 5, but like knowing how much position equity is probably already chewed up with Bell, Allgaier, and probably Ross.
Is the track cooler tomorrow than it is on Sunday?
You got me looking up the fucking forecast for Darlington.
Do your job. I mean, Bell in that car, I guess I get it. I guess he should be plus 180 is probably what he should be.
It's gonna be warm. Both days. 87 tomorrow, 88 on Sunday, with storms moving in overnight.
87 tomorrow. What could go wrong?
A hot slick track with Xfinity drivers. What a recipe.
Like, Bell has earned the right to be your clear favorite. I get it. I'll go.
That's a wild gap, though.
I'll go so far to say I would be surprised if he stays clean and doesn't win the race. But after him, Allgaier is definitely the best value. I get it. But I mean, it scares me that Elliott, Chastain, guys like Creed, Austin Hill, and Sam Mayer could show up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to hope that something happens. We need Ross to just take one for the team and put Chris Bell on the wall. That's really what we need. Him or like Sam Mayer. Somebody just take one bullet for the team, you know?
Sam Mayer doesn't owe us one for Homestead, though.
One? He owes me so much more than one.
Well, I'm just talking about this year. But yeah, Sam Mayer is definitely on the list. Maybe you just, I don't know. Do you just want to attack this one live? Like I bet a group at Caesars with Allgaier in it, but they took the groups down.
I don't even see the race right now at Caesars.
I don't know if I have the time to walk you through how to get there.
Under Xfinity Series, it's just says championship for me.
It's definitely there. I do have top tens, but I could have got Brandon Jones at even money yesterday. Like Caesars has a minus 175. I don't know if there's any other longer shot guys.
I don't know what I'm going to do. There's definitely value on Allgaier. I'll probably bet him. I think I'm going to try to get that number up on Bell if I could. And maybe just go into the race with those two guys. What time is this race tomorrow?
3:30.
And what time is the USC? Six. Fuck. That's not good. All right. Well, I guess
And
we
the
put
problem is there's not going to be a lot, like P&Q starts at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, I'll definitely have my action in tonight, and then when people wake up, they could put it in.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
time
the only
is
thing,
cup practice?
12:30.
Well, the good news about that is we'll definitely have outrights back up during MMA because that card goes like 6 to midnight tomorrow.
I'll go 6 to midnight if Bell puts it in the wall in the Xfinity race.
Yeah. Then we might have a shot to make some money.
Well, the Allgaier number has come down a little bit. 650 at FanDuel. It's 6-1 at Caesars. What is it right now? It's 5-1 now at MGM.
That 8-1's gone.
Yeah.
That fucking blows.
Looks like the best I see right now is 650. I don't know what 365's got.
That sucks. I didn't think that number would move with Bell in the race.
Yeah, I don't like the number on Ross really hasn't moved. Just the only number that I've seen really move would be Allgaier's.
All right, boys. Tomorrow we will be live at 3:30 for subscribers. Use the promo code NASCAR is back for a 1-week free trial if you haven't yet. And then you guys could get in Discord and come and hang out with us tomorrow and watch the show. If not, we will see you guys Sunday at what time's the race, Mar?
Is it 2, 3 o'clock your time?
Yeah, so you can catch us. We'll be talking about the race on NASCAR Radio at noon, and then we'll be live at 3 o'clock on Nuke YouTube for the race. Tomorrow we'll be live for subs at 3:30. I'm gonna go figure out exactly what I'm betting this week now. But you guys know where we're at in terms of the prop market. We basically went through everything. The only bet
Make sure
I've
you show
actually
my guy some love on his Sirius XM radio debut Sunday afternoon at noon.
Yeah, Sunday at noon.
Yeah, if you have Sirius XM, tune in. You wouldn't want to miss it.
And if you don't buy it, it's like $3, isn't it? What are we doing?
I don't know.
All right. Only thing I've bet so far was Josh Berry top 10 at plus 160. The number is slightly worse right now, but I still don't mind plus 140 if you can get it. And that's it. We'll see subs tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Use the promo code NASCAR is back for a 1-week free trial. For Meyer, I'm Keg. We are at. We'll see you next week, boys. Later.